Hi, welcome to this video tutorial on using the HMH Data Manager for proctors. This is for internal use only at Christ Community Lutheran School. Today we're going to be looking at how to use a session code to proctor the Getting Started test. First thing you're going to need to do is go to the riversidedatamanager.com. Once you're there, you should have this screen. If for any reason you have forgotten your username or password, please contact me immediately and I will be able to take care of that for you. Once you're on this screen, make sure you click the Proctor My Online Testing Session Now. And then you're going to need a session code. In this case, I'm going to be working with the 8th grade code for Mrs. Jokerst. So in this case, you're going to see me enter in the code. Please use the code that has been assigned for you on this Getting Started test. Once you've entered in the code and you hit enter, you will be taken into the proctor session. Now the proctor session you're going to see is a very generic screen. You have a selection here for exceptions, so for students that you have denied entry into, perhaps they are a walk-in student, anything for that reason. Students waiting for approval, these are students that are waiting for you to go in and click the approve all so they can start the test. And then a list of approved students. In this case, I'm going to open up a Chromebook on my side, and we're going to work with a student's data. When you are having your students enter into the HMH Data Manager, please make sure that they have completely signed out of their Chromebook. The reason for that is we're going to be using a kiosk app that will prevent them from opening up other web pages at the same time. Now, this could be something as serious as trying to cheat on the test, or something as dumb as just trying to use a communication app to text their friends about how much they hate achievement testing. You will have them enter in their legal first name, their legal last name, the birth month, the birthday, and then that session code. Now, for you, I have provided the session code. You will need to provide the session code and the unique session code for each one of the tests that you will be giving to your students. That session code will always be available right here, and you can write that on the board or say it out loud for your students. So as you can see, I now have my student here, Aiden McFarland. He is waiting to be approved, and on his screen, he will be dropped into an area that allows him to draw on screen. This can be disabled for future tests if you would like. When you're ready and all of your students have entered into your testing group, go ahead and click Approve All, and it's going to allow them to start taking the test. On their screen in the bottom right-hand corner, they have to click Next to continue going on. Now let's talk about the proctor screen itself here. You're going to see you have a few actions. Anytime you have a question, maybe you forget what something does, hover over the icon and you will be able to see exactly what it is. It will give you a detailed description. So you can see here we have a pause button, so we can pause a particular student's test. Perhaps they walk out to go use the restroom. We can save and close the test. We can cancel the test where the answers are not saved. This is something I would recommend in case of any sort of emergency in the school, but really you're not going to be planning on using either of these buttons here. This option here to extend time could occur because of maybe an incident happening in class, but again, you probably shouldn't need to be using that. If you do need to extend time, all you do is you click on it, and where it says add more time, add the amount of time you would like to add for the test. A good example would be like if our internet or our Wi-Fi goes down and all the students are kicked out, and you want to make up that time that was lost while every student was one by one losing connection, we could then go in and change that here. If a student for whatever reason does accidentally get kicked off our network, the test itself should stop automatically on their end, save their answers, and they'll be available to then sign back in and pick up where they left off. The only difference is you will have to then go in and approve them again. They will also need to be using that session code found right here. When all students are finished, you will see under their status what is going to be labeled there. So if they are in fact finished, it will read as finished. If, for instance, and I'll go through on this test account here, as they start going through, questions means they're answering questions. And I'll get them to the finish screen. You'll see where it says end there. And if I click finished, then it finishes the test. It's marked as completed. And they are brought back to the draw screen there. You can then end testing for all at that point. Make sure you then click the X button here to signify that you are done with the test itself.